Yeah, he had a great run, and it's fun to watch. I think I watched Indiana State and Iowa. Caitlin Clark play about the same last year, so I watched not.
The landscape of professional basketball has experienced a monumental shift following an unprecedented leadership transition within the Indiana Fever organization. Stephanie White, a highly respected and seasoned tactician who previously guided the franchise through competitive campaigns, was unexpectedly relieved of her duties. In a move that sent shockwaves through the sports world, she is succeeded by none other than Larry Bird, an iconic figure whose legendary status evokes immediate awe among basketball enthusiasts. Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's brightest young phenom, was left completely stunned by the development. What could have catalyzed such a disruptive and radical realignment within the franchise? This is the chronicle of a staggering revelation that completely caught the global basketball community off guard. Not even the most perceptive sports analysts or the passionate spectators packed inside the arena could have anticipated this precise moment. The venue was filled with its characteristic pre-game energy, but the atmosphere shifted dramatically the instant Caitlin Clark approached the press microphone. The boisterous crowd fell completely silent, creating a collective stillness where every heartbeat seemed to pause simultaneously. All eyes in the building were locked onto her, every individual strained to catch her upcoming words while every media camera lens adjusted its focus on her face. Then, she delivered a statement that, despite its brevity, immediately sent ripples through the entire sporting ecosystem. The Indiana Fever had officially replaced their head coach. However, this was far from a conventional coaching hire. The individual selected was entirely unexpected, someone whose arrival possessed the power to permanently alter how fans perceive the WNBA. This was not a routine press announcement regarding team stabilization or corporate restructuring. It represented a monumental paradigm shift with extensive future implications, an event capable of fundamentally transforming the trajectory of women's professional basketball. The immediate ramifications were absolutely stunning. Suddenly, established conventions surrounding strategic leadership, player empowerment, and front office decision-making were being rewritten in real time. Caitlin Clark, already an absolute phenomenon both on the hardwood and in commercial markets, solidified her status as a foundational player with the immense leverage to shape her franchise's future through multiple avenues. Questions rapidly multiplied across locker room discussions, national sports networks, and digital media platforms. How did this mythical basketball icon become aligned with the Fever organization? What clandestine negotiations, confidential dialogues, and intensive behind-the-scenes maneuvers had taken place to finalize this historic partnership? Could this collaboration, which seems highly improbable on paper but remains undeniably exhilarating in reality, alter the long-term trajectory of both the franchise and the league? Furthermore, what did this historic milestone signify for the upcoming generation of WNBA athletes, coaches, and supporters who were actively watching history unfold? The electric atmosphere inside the arena perfectly mirrored the explosive reactions occurring across the internet. Basketball analysts scrambled frantically to interpret the breaking news, while passionate fans intensely debated the organizational possibilities. Simultaneously, sports journalists raced against time to secure expert commentary and insider perspectives. Every single tweet, digital post, and news headline echoed the identical sentiment. The long-term impact of this decision would be felt for many years to come. Elite talent, advanced strategy, and unparalleled star power were converging to usher in a golden era, one that could redefine the benchmarks of success in women's professional sports. In that defining moment, Caitlin Clark was operating as much more than a standard athlete announcing a routine staff adjustment. She functioned as a true catalyst for systemic evolution, a spark that ignited a massive fire of curiosity, intense speculation, and widespread public excitement. Beyond the simple act of employing a new head coach, the Indiana Fever had achieved something much larger. They enabled the WNBA to step onto an unprecedented global stage where traditional norms are boldly challenged, structural boundaries are pushed, and future possibilities remain boundless. Caitlin Clark's stunning announcement has effectively inaugurated an exciting new epoch within the WNBA, Yet, what empowers a young player to command such immense organizational influence? To understand this, one must analyze the remarkable journey of the rookie who single-handedly converted the Indiana Fever into a massive cultural phenomenon and a dominant commercial powerhouse. Caitlin Clark represents far more than a standard basketball player. She is an undeniable cultural force whose societal impact extends far beyond the court lines, altering the Indiana Fever in ways very few athletes have ever managed throughout sports history. From her very first step onto the professional hardwood, Clark transcended the traditional definitions of a rookie athlete. She completely revolutionized the concept of being a transformative figure in modern sports. Within the span of a single competitive season, she elevated a historically struggling franchise into one of the most captivating entities in the WNBA. The Fever, previously viewed as an ordinary squad competing quietly for media attention, rapidly became a premium attraction, drawing diverse crowds from all geographical locations to witness Clark's basketball brilliance firsthand. Attendance metrics at the home arena skyrocketed dramatically, while season ticket acquisitions experienced an unprecedented surge of over 400%. The venue, which had frequently featured noticeably empty seating sections in previous years, transformed into a vibrant hub of continuous energy filled with spectators eager to track Clark's every movement. However, this systemic transformation extended well beyond ticket sales. Major corporate sponsors and prominent brand partnerships, continuously searching for the ideal marketing ambassador to anchor their national campaigns, gravitated toward the Fever after recognizing that Clark's mere presence could exponentially elevate their corporate visibility and consumer impact. From localized enterprises to multinational conglomerates, everyone desired an association with this rapidly ascending sports entity. The organization's financial strength and commercial valuation surged symmetrically alongside her individual dominance on the basketball court. Digital media networks amplified her cultural footprint even further. Every spectacular highlight reel, precise assist, and high-pressure clutch basket executed by Clark across digital platforms captivated both casual observers and veteran sports enthusiasts alike. Mainstream media entities prioritized extensive feature stories, detailed interviews, and televised segments highlighting her athletic milestones alongside her charisma, authentic leadership, and magnetic personality. Within a matter of months, she transitioned from a mere rookie sensation into a transcendent cultural icon whose widespread relevance extends far past the sporting landscape. Yet, what truly distinguishes Clark from her peers is her extraordinary degree of internal authority and structural influence within the franchise. She now possesses an influential voice in critical basketball decisions traditionally reserved for high-level executives or tenured management, such as coaching selections and overarching team strategy. Because of her immense star power, the Fever operate as much more than a winning basketball team. They function as a modern corporate platform where Clark's floor leadership, massive marketability, and strategic intelligence converge to dictate the franchise's future direction. This unique convergence of organizational leverage and elite athletic competence is virtually unprecedented in the history of professional sports. Clark is not simply the public face of the Fever. She wields the legitimate power to reshape the entire identity of the organization due to her proven capacity to command global attention, inspire millions of supporters, and directly impact executive operational decisions. She is not merely participating in a game. She is systematically dismantling historical limitations and constructing a compelling narrative that connects the distinct realms of corporate business, professional sports, and modern culture. Very few rookies could ever realistically hope to generate the type of permanent institutional impact that Caitlin Clark possesses, completely altering the Indiana Fever from a struggling franchise into a formidable, elite competitor both on the court and within the business world. Caitlin Clark is undeniably gifted beyond conventional basketball metrics. Her presence is a pure expression of modern culture, but a critical question remains. Has she truly been enabled to maximize her full potential? Has the coaching staff's approach matched her generational talent? To understand this deeper dynamic, we must examine why Stephanie White's structured coaching methodology, which stood in direct opposition to Clark's open style of play, began to exacerbate internal friction within the Indiana organization.